Moon Sparkle, and welcome to my channel. I want to thank you for joining me as I do this week's weekly affirmations. But before I start, I just want to take a moment to thank Mother. And when I say mother, it's whatever comes to mind. If your mother comes to mind, if someone who was like a mother comes to mind, if you are a mother and you come to mind, or if you think about Mother Earth and that comes to mind. When you think about Mother, I want you to think about how nurturing and how giving she is and how we are always provided for. So let's just take a moment. Thank you, Mother. Next, I want to introduce you to my guest who will be joining us on this week's weekly affirmations. This is my baby Karma. My intention with Karma, my snake, I use Karma as a tool for healing because snakes are truly transformative. They shed their skin whenever it is no longer serving them. So whenever they have grown too big for that energy or it's just no longer needed, they shed their skin. And since affirmations are truly transformative, I thought this was some amazing energy to bring along today to support us as we use affirmations to transform our lives. I have already pulled cards. And so the first card that we got is create positive change. So what this card is talking about is making a decision to create positive change and realizing that you are a creator and that you are creating with the divine, you're creating with God, you are creating with whatever higher being you choose to create with. But just realizing and owning that you are a creator and that you have power to begin to make a change. Let me warn you that when you begin to create positive change, that you will be faced with challenges, but we all know that challenges equal growth. And I say you will be faced with challenges because let's just use me for example. I'm 40 years old and I didn't know about affirmations. I didn't grab affirmations until I was, 39, like really grabbed affirmations and really begin to use them as a tool to change my life. Now, what that means is everything that I created before the time of using my affirmations will all still be there, and I'll have to work through all of that stuff, meaning I'll have to work through any of my traumas, any of my self-sabotage, anything I hadn't healed. I will have to work through all of that. So just be mindful that when you are creating positive change, it is going to be some work. You're going to have to do some work to create this positive change. But it will all be worth it, I promise you. The next card that we got is positivity is a choice. Choose it always. What this is talking about is your path. So you choose whatever path that you want to walk. Your path may not look like anyone else's path, but it is your path. You don't let anyone else define your path. What positivity looks like to you may not look like to the next person. So positivity is a choice. Choose it always. So choose the path that is best for you is what this card is talking about. And the last card that we got is just breathe. You will need your breath to get you through what these other two cards are talking about. You will need your breath to get you through to just rising every day and creating a positive change. You will need your breath to choose positivity always. And you just need your breath. Your breath will carry you through. Your breath always carries you through life. Your breath is always there for you. Your breath it's the one thing that is always consistent. I want you to take some time with this card and just observe yourself over this next week and how you breathe through situations. Because one thing that I have learned about the breath recently is Your breath is there to protect you. So if you've experienced any traumas, you start breathing into those traumas. But if you begin to work with your breath and push through your breath will bring up those traumas and help you heal those traumas. So your breath will be very important for this path that we are now about to embark on. Because what these other two cards are talking about is a shift. And that shift is to positivity, and that shift is to a new path, and that shift is all about change. Before I close this week's weekly affirmation reading, I'm going to embrace this win that Mother has given me and ride that through with my breath. And I encourage you to join me. So I'm going to breathe in through my nose, fill up my belly, and I'm going to release through my mouth. And if there's a sound or a noise or anything that wants to come up through that breath, you let that come out, because you let that release. It's trapped in there. You let it release so that you can breathe through those spaces, so that we can create this positive change and that we can choose positivity always. Are you ready? I'm going to count to 3, and then we are going to breathe. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. What we just did is we just breathed in new life to support us through this change. Thank you for joining me, Moon Sparkle. Thank you for joining my baby, Karma, as it was our pleasure to do this week's weekly affirmations. Once again, you can just use 1 affirmation if you want, 2 if you want, 3. You can grab on to all of them. You can write them down on your mirror. You can use them as much as you want. Affirmations are seeds, and it's up to you to decide how much you want to water these seeds and how much you want these affirmations to grow in your life. But thank you. Ashe.